Hello, 6th graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Section 3.2, Writing Expressions Lesson. Pause while you write Section 3.2 lesson in your math notebook. Pause while you write today's lesson objective in your math notebook. I can write an algebraic expression by completing Big Ideas math practice with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Today we'll be starting on page 120 in our textbook. Begin by copying the table that's at the top of the page into your math notebook. This is really important because it has words that we see that help us figure out which math operation to use when we're writing expressions. So let's look at example 1, writing numerical expressions. Write the phrase as an expression. A has 8 fewer than 21. So we would start with 21, and then we want to go 8 fewer than that, so we would subtract. So the phrase fewer than means subtraction. Letter B has the product of 30 and 9. So we remember that a product is what you get when you multiply. So we have to use multiplication. So 30 times 9, or 30 with the dot in the middle, the times sign. So 30 times 9. Example 2, writing algebraic expressions. So the difference between numerical expressions and algebraic expressions, remember, is that numerical expressions just have numbers, and algebraic expressions have numbers and letters, or variables. So it says write the phrase as an expression, 14 more than a number x. So if we start with x and we want to go 14 more than that number, the phrase more than means we add. Letter B says a number y minus 75. So we would start with y and then subtract 75 because our word there is minus. Letter C says the quotient of 3 and a number z. So 3 divided by z, or 3 over z. So the phrase quotient of means division. Let's take a look at the common error box. When writing expressions involving subtraction or division, order is important. For example, the quotient of a number x and 2 means x divided by 2, not 2 divided by x. So be really careful with that. Let's move on to example 3. The length of Interstate 90 from the west coast to the east coast is 153.5 miles more than 2 times the length of Interstate 15 from Southern California to northern Montana. Let M be the length of Interstate 15. Which expression can you use to represent the length of Interstate 90? That's a lot of words, but we're going to stick it all into one algebraic expression. So here's how we do that. The word times means multiplication. So multiply 2 and m, and we get 2 because it says 2 times up here. So these are really using those close reading skills that we talk about all the time. So 2 and m is 2m. So remember, m is the length of Interstate 15, and then it's 153.5 miles more than 2 times. So more than is plus. So the phrase more than means addition. So we add 2m and 153.5. So 2m plus 153.5. So the correct answer is A. And here's a real-life application for example 4. We plant a cypress tree that is 10 inches tall. Each year, its height increases by 15 inches. So it's increasing. We're going to make a table that shows the height of the tree for 4 years. Then we write an expression for the height after t years. What is the height after 9 years? Since the height is increasing, we're going to add 15 for each year, just like it does in the table. So when t is 0, the height is 10 inches. So that t is 0 when we buy the tree or when we plant the cypress tree. So our expression is 10 plus 15 times t. So t is the number of years that we have the tree. So the height after year t is 10 plus 15t. So we evaluate 10 plus 15t when t equals 9. So 10 plus 15t equals 10 plus 15 times 9, which equals 145. So after 9 years, the height of the tree is 145 inches. So that's a really tall tree. We need to look at our study tip here. Sometimes, like in example 3, a variable represents a single value. Other times, like in example 4, a variable can represent more than one value. So you can end up with a variable where you can put in different values for it to come up with different answers. Remember, in order to earn credit for viewing your flipped lesson, you need to complete your notes in your ISN, complete your on your own questions in your ISN, and submit them in Google Forms, complete your Big Ideas math assignment in your math notebook, and submit that when it is 100% correct. You need to visit your teacher if you have any questions.